这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的英语能力在美国日常生活是完全够用的。要持续提升英文，记得点击订阅按钮。我们开始吧。
You know those days when you just feel blah? Like something's off, but you can't put your finger on it. That's what it means to be under the weather. But where did this funny phrase come from? Let me take you back in time, to the roaring oceans and brave sailors of old. Imagine a young boy named Tim. Tim was only 10 years old, and he lived by the sea. He dreamed of adventure, of sailing to far-off lands. One day, his uncle, Captain Jack, offered him a spot on his ship. The ship was called the Starfish, and it was set to sail across the Atlantic. Tim was over the moon. He packed his bags and jumped aboard. The first few days were sunny and calm. Tim loved the feel of the wind in his hair. He helped the crew with small tasks, like tying ropes and cleaning the deck. But then, things changed. The sky turned dark gray. Clouds gathered like angry giants. The wind started to howl. Captain Jack looked up and frowned. "Storm's coming," he said. Everyone, batten down the hatches. Tim felt a twist in his stomach. The boat began to rock back and forth. Waves crashed against the sides. At first, it was exciting. But soon, Tim felt weird. His head spun. His stomach churned. He ran to the side of the ship and got sick. Captain Jack found him there, pale and shaky. "Ah, lad," the captain said kindly. "You're under the weather." "It happens to the best of us," Tim blinked. "Under the weather? What does that mean?" Captain Jack smiled. "Well, on a ship, when the weather turns bad, we say you're under the weather because you're feeling poorly from the storm. It's like the weather is beating down on you, and you're under its spell, but the storm wasn't over." Suddenly, a huge wave hit the ship. Water poured onto the deck. Tim slipped and almost fell overboard. He grabbed a rope just in time. His heart pounded. This was a real crisis. The crew shouted and scrambled to secure the sails. Tim was scared, but he saw Captain Jack standing firm, shouting orders. Tim remembered his uncle's words, "Be brave, even when you're under the weather," so Tim took a deep breath. He helped a crew member tie down a loose barrel. His hands were cold and wet, but he didn't give up. The wind roared like a lion. Rain stung his face. For a moment, it felt like the ship would capsize. But then, as quickly as it started, the storm began to ease. The clouds parted. A ray of sun broke through. The ship was battered, but safe. Tim sat down, exhausted but proud. He had faced his fear. Captain Jack patted his back. "You did well, Tim. Being under the weather doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. And you fought through it." After that voyage, the phrase "under the weather" spread among sailors. They used it to describe anyone feeling sick from the sea's moods. Over time, it became a common saying for any day when you're not at your best. Now, think about your own life. Haven't there been days when you felt under the weather? Maybe you had a cold, or you were just tired from school or work. It's normal. But like Tim, you can learn to push through. Remember, even on stormy days, the sun will shine again. So next time you're feeling a bit off, just say, "I'm under the weather," and know that it's a sign of strength to keep going. That's the story of Under the Weather. A little phrase with a big history.
你太棒了， 你学完了全部内容，你离英语自由又近了一步。下个视频见。